Yeah.
Do you feel it's easier to win a case with a car than a motorcycle?
I just feel that it's based upon the facts of the case. I think that I haven't had issues really with being successful in motorcycle cases. I'd say the bigger problem is, honestly, that my clients in motorcycle cases are generally more badly hurt because the body is what's hit.
There is no protection around here.
Correct. Also, I'm very concerned about proper insurance coverage. So, when you have a car, people don't know what they're buying, and I'm always happy to freely look at somebody's coverage sheet and tell them. I do it as a courtesy. If somebody wants to contact me online, I'll tell them what they're paying for. I'm not a broker, but I see the impact. So for motorcycle cases, many times you're at the mercy, right, of what the other person's insurance is. There's no fault, which means that if you're injured, your insurance for your motorcycle doesn't pay your medical bills.
Right.
You can buy a medical payments provision. Many times it maxes out at $25,000. So you really need to make sure that your health insurance doesn't bar you from getting coverage for your medical injuries in a motorcycle. Now, in most cases, if the defendant has a policy less than yours, and yours is higher for liability, so if you hurt someone, that's the liability portion, and you get all of theirs. If you have additional coverage in the underinsured portion, you can get more money for yourself. So you can always protect yourself by having proper insurance. You don't have to rely.
Secondary insurance?
It's really supplemental uninsured, underinsured is what it is. Secondary is
Like
more,
an
more
Aflac.
for private. No. On your auto policy, there's a category of uninsured, underinsured. So if someone hits you, let's say you're in your car, they have no insurance. That's the part that goes to you
Okay.
for, like, instead of them. But if they, let's say they have a $100,000 policy and you have a $250 policy, if you have the same amount in your underinsured, you get their 100, you can get another 150 from your own.
Wow.
If your injuries accommodate that.
Okay.
However, with motorcycles, because the carriers, meaning the insurance companies, think that you're going to be hurt, those policies you have to buy separately. Your car policy won't attach. So if you have that for your car, you've got to look at what you're paying for in your motorcycle. And I'm going to tell you, I think it's worth it to have it. If you're going to ride, you want to be protected, really, really expensive. And you have to find out which carrier provides it. You should be speaking to an independent broker.
Right.
Like, not somebody who only deals with one carrier, so you could get what you need. You can explain what you need. I actually called my broker today to ask her about it because I don't have a motorcycle. I said, does it exist? And she said, it does exist, but you have to specifically get it, and it's a lot of money.
Wow.
Does that go for cars too? You can get that as well?
Cars, you should have that. Oh, in your car, you will have that policy. But what happens is that's not the part that costs the most. So most people think, if I run someone over and they sue me, what are they going to get? That's what they're focusing on. And that's important. But the part I'm talking about, the uninsured, underinsured, costs very little. You have to just make sure that it matches because you can't have more for yourself than for others. It's the part of the policy that will go to you, your family, someone in your car. That's only the people that you know and love. So many times people have, let's say, 100,000 policy, and they only have the minimum 25,000 uninsured because nobody tells them, and the insurance company doesn't make big money for that. So I always tell my clients,
You got to go out and ask them.
well, you have to ask for it, but not only that, it's like $30 a year. I mean, I'm talking about like
That's
some
right.
ridiculous amount of money.
Well,
It was a very good explanation, I want to say. And